So I was instructed for this speech that I couldn't use any photography, no pictures, no videos, nothing that might make you feel any certain kind of way about the subject. What I need to do is speak to you, and hopefully I can plant a picture in your head that makes you believe what I believe, and that is that all kids need to be doing something. Now when I say that, I'm talking about an organized sport. A sport, some type of after-school activity. And the reason why I believe this to be truth is because kids need something to do, period. So imagine you have a kid who's got all this energy. They're bouncing off the walls, they're talking, they're moving, he needs to be doing something. Well, you sit that kid in front of the television, and what is he going to do? He's not going to sleep. He's not going to participate in classes well. He's not going to be able to exert that energy. But the kid who goes out to tennis practice, football practice, whatever, some type of practice, that kid is most likely to perform better in school because sports build confidence. Sports give them a sense of camaraderie that comes from teamwork. And kids just generally do better when they have something to do. So, let's talk about the point of confidence. Youth sports are a confidence builder for many reasons. Even a kid that doesn't do very well in sports, a lot of times they still get that boost of confidence. One of the kids that I know said to me once, you know, I love when I hear people cheering for me. When people are cheering and they're rooting for me, it makes me want to go harder, push faster, go further. That thing, it gets in you. And that is what makes champions. Now that kid might not be the best athlete, but at the end of the day, he still feels good about himself because of the coaches, the parents, the kids, strangers rooting him on. And that does great for a child's confidence. Kids who do sports get better grades. Now sometimes they get better grades just because they need to make grades to stay on the team, right? Well, what if they get better grades because now they've got that thing that happens when they've been cheered on out there on the field or on the court, and now they get that extra bit of confidence from a parent, from a teacher. Good job, way to go. So that thing carries over from the field into the classroom. Now, let's go back to that kid who doesn't have sports. He's sitting in front of the television, he's playing video games all day long. Who's rooting that kid on? The computer? What is the computer saying to him? Good job, shoot somebody else, don't forget the loot. That does nothing to build the character of that child the way sports do, or some type of after-school activity. That team building, like I said, it carries over into later on into a child's life. So you'll find out that a lot of people, about 90% of Fortune 500 CEOs, 90% of them played some type of organized sport when they were a kid. That, again, teamwork, that leadership that you get when you've become the captain of the team or the quarterback or even just the person that handles the towels the best. That person is a part of something, and they learn how to transfer that into the boardroom, onto those pages of the stock market, whatever that's called. Now let's go back again to the kid who didn't have any type of sports. Sitting there, he doesn't talk to anyone. They come out with poor communication skills. They're not able to relate to other people. That person's surely not going to be a CEO of a company. And if so, I don't know what company that is. But I worry about that child. Because there's two I's in we. And they both stand for individual. PlayStation is just that. It's a play station. They sit still. They're stationary. They're not moving forward. Now, when I was going over the background for this little short speech, I was reminded of a movie that came out just recently. This movie called Unbroken. Remember, did anybody see that? And basically it was this little kid, a person who came in, his parents were foreigners, He came to America. He didn't quite speak the language, but he was full of energy. Bundles of energy. He got into trouble every single way you could imagine. Even at 8 years old, he was drinking liquor. It wasn't until he found track. He started running track and started to find his niche, build his confidence, and become the type of man that would eventually go into the military and serve our country proudly, and was captured by I believe it was the Japanese at the time. He was stranded on a raft in the middle of the ocean for 47 days. Almost died. But that perseverance inside of him that came from those years of building up in track, and I'm sorry, I forgot the point that he was also an Olympian, a champion. That perseverance that built up inside of him made him someone who wanted to survive, who wanted to do more. He was captured. He was in camp, a prisoner of war, and it was that determination, that drive inside him that says, I will live, I will do better, I will move forward. And a lot of that, a lot of people say, came from those years in organized sports. So my question is to you, do you believe, like I do, that every child needs to be involved in some type of organized activity? Yes? Well, thank you.